initial attack, that was ordered as sealed evidence by the judge, so the public could not see that. Also ordered as sealed evidence by the judge, Thomas Ryan, Multnomah County Circuit Court. Also ordered sealed evidence is the surveillance video from the Hatfield Courthouse right across the street from where this happened, which shows this mob gathering up, putting their masks over their faces, huddling up to coordinate and plan how they're going to come and attack me. Sealed evidence, public can't see it. So it comes time for the trial. They've dragged me all the way through trial up to this point. The judge rules to be inadmissible my statements that I gave to the detective that night, stating why I felt in fear, what had happened. What I said to the judge is ruled to be inadmissible. Also inadmissible was the fact that 16 months before this had happened, I did have 2 video cameras stolen from me. I was body slammed onto the pavement. I had my arm broken. I personally had experienced this thing in the past, just 16 months beforehand. Judge ruled that's inadmissible, irrelevant, has no bearing on someone's mindset when they're facing a similar situation. So all the evidence that shows that I acted in self-defense, based on what had happened before, based on the videos, based on my own mindset, all that is ruled to be inadmissible. So there's claiming that there are 10 victims in all of this, only 2 of whom were ever identified and never came forward. That being the big dude, Carenza, with the lengthy criminal record, who started the fight. The other one being the guy who circled around my back, who distracted my attention, leaving Carenza to then make a run up my blind side. Those are the only 2 people who ever came forward. So one of the things that we motioned for was change of venue, because we knew that there was all this untrue stuff going on in the media, largely based off of what the district attorneys themselves said in front of the news cameras. That's completely untrue, completely false, no evidence to support, that they even admitted was a lie that they never brought up later on. So we wanted to change a venue to move to a different county because we knew that everybody in Portland was going to be tainted by this. So judge denied that. So we had to go with what's called a bench trial, where the judge is the one who is the finder of fact. Because there were people on the jury who were at the protest, there were people at the jury who I had filmed in the past. There was so one of the groups that I focused on when I was doing this journalism is called Ceasefire Oregon. They're the anti-gun group in Oregon. And I would oftentimes post videos from their director, Penny Okamoto, saying and doing stupid stuff when she gives her presentations. One of the people in the jury is a volunteer for this organization and has known about me for years. That was the jury pool that we had to work with. So we decided to go with the bench trial, and the judge eventually found me guilty of 21 counts. 10 felonies of unlawful use of a weapon, 10 counts of menacing, 1 count of disorderly conduct. When 8 of these supposed victims never came forward, we didn't even know who they are. So I'm continuing to fight the case. This is now plodding through the appeals process, which is a whole nother animal. This gal who works for the state, Susan G. Howe is her name. She's lying in the things that she's reporting to the appeals court. She's claiming it's Carenza and 3 other people, when really it was Carenza and a whole bunch of other people. The reason why she's saying things like that is to minimize the trauma that I was going through at that point in time. Because if someone's engaging in, I forget the term exactly, but conduct to, bring alarm to the public, with 5 or more people, that's now considered riot, a Class C felony, which is precisely what Carenza and the others were doing. By her trying to say it was only Carenza and a couple of other people, that she's thereby trying to minimize what had actually happened. So I feel as though I am the victim of coercion, which is using force and threats to prevent someone from engaging in something they have the right to do. I consider myself the victim of riot. I consider myself the victim of Carenza's menacing, Carenza's harassment, but Carenza is considered the innocent victim in all of this. So this sets a very scary precedence, and the Fox 12 guys need to be worried about this. The guy from the Photographers Association needs to be worried about this. Where did Alex go? Alex Milan. Alex Milan needs to be worried about this, because as of right now, what this judge has done is he has invalidated the First Amendment. He's saying that you do not have a right to be in a public area, filming a public event, as part of your free exercise of your freedom of the press. Instead, a mob of thugs with masks over their faces have the legal right and lawful authority to prevent you from being in a public area, filming a public event. And the only crime is if you try to stop them from harming you, then you're the one arrested. You're the one brought up on charges. That should strike fear into anybody with a camera, any reporter, any news organization.
Anybody that feels like he just needs to pull his gun when he's being threatened.
You know, a lot of people
do that to you.
consider my case mainly a Second Amendment case, and I consider it to be equally, if not more so, First Amendment. You know, this is a clear case. Everybody's seen the meme of the First Amendment scroll writing something down, and then the Second Amendment scroll with his rifle going, "I got your back, bro." It's a prime example of this, using the second to defend the first.
Yeah.
This Tuesday evening at Portland State University. Oh, here's another thing I'll mention real quick. So, a lot of those restrictions from pretrial were lifted when the judge gave his sentencing. I was sentenced to a relatively light sentence, but still, it's done a big toll on my life here. So the judge has ruled that I am banned. He originally ruled that I'm banned from filming any person. So, so we challenged that at a follow-up hearing. He toned that down a little bit. I am banned from filming protests. What? I am banned from filming anything at PSU or PCC. Anywhere where I'm told to leave. Anybody who tells me to not film them. I can't even film my own speech right now. Otherwise, they're going to throw me in jail. I go to prison if I film a political event.
What?
All this talk about Trump attacking the media, I don't think Trump's ever threatened to imprison anyone for engaging in their First Amendment right. No. That's what I'm experiencing right now. This Tuesday evening, I'll wrap it up real quick here. This Tuesday evening, I'm giving a presentation at Portland State University. I'll be going far more into detail on this. I'll be showing some videos, debuting some videos that no one has seen yet from the evening in question. Until then, you can check out my YouTube channel, Laughing at Liberals. I've chronicled a whole bunch of these things. I've gone into great detail. We're waiting on the appeals court to rule on whether or not someone has a right to be in a public area, or whether a mob of thugs has the right to prevent someone from being in a public area. Thank you very much.
Okay, we got one more quick speech, and then I'm gonna give you guys some detail on what we're gonna do in the next. Hey, cool, thank you. It's the best response to just smile. I swear. I'm telling you, they just want to piss you off.
I know.
You can't give it to them.
Like this.
So, and then we're gonna do a short march after that, because I want to take you guys somewhere behind the courthouse. I want to show you something. Okay. So we're almost done here, but there's two things I want to bring up. Number one, we had do you guys know about the bike lock guy? You got the bike lock? Attempted murder, hit an innocent guy over the head, knocked him cold. It was attempted murder. You know what he got? 4 days. 4 days. That's down in the Bay Area. Okay. We got Louise, the little demon that runs around in Portland. Okay. He basically, it's kind of something that Stricklan's talking about. What happened is he got on video beating up an old man, stealing his equipment on video. Okay, on video. All right. And the entire time during the trial, what the lawyer kept saying, the defendant kept saying that he was racist, he's a Nazi, and basically Louise was protecting minorities or whatever, okay? And in Portland that worked. They found him not guilty, and it was all on film.
That should have been his trial.
It should have been a lot of things. The lawyer in the middle of the trial looked back and said, will you tell those fascists to shut up?
That's a mistrial.
And it was totally silent. It was totally silent in the room, and everyone's like, what are you talking about, okay? So up next we got Grandpa Steve. He's gonna come up. He's kind of stepped in and been getting he's getting hated in Portland. Let's put it that way. Okay, so let's hear it for Steve.
Hello. All right. Well, I'm Steve Drury, Federal Prisoner 401-45086, and it was in my benefit to negotiate, because I was guilty with that crook from Vancouver. All right, I can tell you how this system works. We've got way too many prosecutors that pick up way too many cases. We're paying way too many taxes. Yeah. To have our government tell us this kid needs to be a felon or anything else. Look, let's ask Tony. We got, let's just take him to one of them rallies in Portland where there's black masks everywhere. Let's see his testosterone fortitude. How much balls you got? Well, then we can prosecute this kid for being a little nervous. Come on, let's get real. You guys are paying taxes and taxes and taxes and taxes for government, and more government that are sitting around looking to restrain your actions. Whether it be take your guns,
I was there too.
or put you in jail for stupid shit.
Yeah.
Okay? I'm just gonna tell you, took them 3 times to indict me. Where I got screwed? Obama's first speech. We're gonna get the white collar criminal, he shakes his hand. I look over to the girl I was with at the time and says, I'm going to prison. I'm not shitting you. They'd already tried to indict me twice. There's a reason they call it build a case. What it means is I'm sitting around on my ass looking to make a name for myself. It's all politics. Just think about that. There's a bunch of us with jackets that'll tell you. Okay? It's all politics. Tony's looking to make a name for himself on this kid. I put the white supremacist in prison. Really? But you gotta jerk somebody else off, pal. I know how it works. Thanks, everybody.
Okay, so we're gonna go on this quick march right around this corner.
I want to hear from Jesse Smollett.
So apparently there's been 20 members of the LGBTQAIXC group in Portland that have been attacked. Okay, and they're blaming on Patriot Prayer and the Proud Boys. And yeah, that's a great example, Jesse Smollett. Okay, only one person's gone to the police, and the police said that they're pretty sure she was drunk and she slipped in the snow and hit the back of her head. So here's what I want to ask you guys to do: is everybody here? Did everybody here get a flyer? Everybody here get a flyer. Okay, on the flyer, we got 2 things coming up the next 2 days. Okay, sorry Stricklan, but it kind of conflicts with you. But number 1, tomorrow we have we're going to City Council and Battleground.
Monday.
We're going to go there. Monday. Thank you. Monday, we're going to go to City Council and Battleground, and we're going to introduce the Sanctuary County Ordinance. Okay, basic Second Amendment Sanctuary Ordinance. Basically, what we're doing is we've been going around to counties all over the state of Washington, and what we're doing is we're asking the City Council or the board members, okay, whether it's county or city, we're asking them to enforce the Constitution. Basically, making it illegal for anybody who, any city official, any law enforcement, or any funds to go to anything that's unconstitutional, including enforcing I-1639. Okay, so if we can get as many guys as you as possible to go to the Battleground City Council, we'd really appreciate it. Now Tuesday, which will be even more important for you guys, we're going to see this building right here, this nice building. That's where Clark County board members meet. Okay. If we got to get there, and we need all of you guys there, you get 3 minutes to say something. We need everybody to speak up for Billy Wilson to make sure they understand what's going on, okay? We need you guys there. We need you there. This is a perfect example because it's so simple. I believe, what does it say? Is it 7 o'clock? Is that what it says? 6:37? Can someone pull up their flyer and look for me? There we go. Come on. 7 o'clock? 6 p.m. Come on, guys. All right, 6 p.m. We got to get to this building. It'll say where the city council or the county board members meet. Listen, everybody raised their hand when they said they want to protect the Constitution. Okay? Yes. So at least half of you need to show up and say something for like 2 minutes. It's those small things that you guys can do that add up. And what you're doing is you're also helping out a brother. Do you understand that? You're helping out a brother, and it's something that is so simple. Everybody talks about how they're willing to die for this country, liberty or death. The question that I have, though, is what are you willing to do before death? There's so many things you can do before having to die for this country, okay? There's so many things happening, but we can do so much to change this country now without really sacrificing everything like our veterans have, or like we will have to in the future when there's tyrants above, okay? Do you guys feel me on that? Yeah. So, okay. we need as many of you guys there as possible, please. And the next thing, you got to sign up at GibsonForFreedom.com on the emails and the cell phone. I'm getting booted off of social media. This way you can understand events that are going to be happening. I've been going all over Washington. I'll show up in a random city for 1639, and like 200 people will show up, okay, because they're so upset about 1639 and our gun rights. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff in Clark County in the next couple of weeks, and I'd love to have each and every single one of you there, and you guys got to bring more people with me. Okay, so with that being said, we're going to get going on this march. It's going to be a short one. We'll be right back. We'll end up right here. Okay, guys, thank you so much for coming out today.